I'm Peter Beagle. Welcome to InvestComics, and you are watching Pick.
Hi, I'm Shaun from Famous Faces.
And I'm Sebastian from InvestComics.com, and this is FFFIC.
You have a lot of build-up for that.
I do. I've come to feel it's required now. Started it, can't undo it. All right, we'll start with A-Man. Animal Man, number 5.
This is
good.
phone all of a sudden?
For Animal Man number 5, press 1. For Swamp Thing number 5, press 2.
I don't think there's that many numbers.
Yeah, it's for everything number 5 by DC. Yeah, so Animal Man is good. I know my childish friend here has problems with it.
I don't like the art.
The art, like I said, for the first time it looks inked, so, you know, any qualms I had are solved right there, except for that page. See, that page still looks pencily. But story-wise, it's good. The only
Story's
problem,
great.
The only problem I still do have, and it's separate, you know, I like the book, I like the story, I still just think, how come nobody can write a book called Animal Man, with a character called Animal Man, about a man who just does things animal power-wise? Why has it always got to be some deep, dark, metaphysical, blah, blah, blah?
You gotta search for the true meaning of animal.
I mean, can't we just have an issue of a guy who's got the power of, look, I get the power of a bird. Look, now I got the power of a bear.
I'm gonna have the power of like a seal.
Instead, we always got to have the dark. But it's good dark.
Yeah.
But it'd be nice once in a while to have a fun Animal Man.
Just don't like the art. Swamp Thing number 5. Awesome. Best issue of the whole series so far. This was...
And they work well together.
Yeah, I think issue 7's crossover. 6 is like one issue.
Rot.
Yeah. Like, there's a lot of stuff that happens in here that makes you feel like you should know what's going on, but at the same time it also has everything, so it's like, oh, you don't need to know everything, but here's little things for those who did read the Alan Moore stuff.
Even if you're an avatar of the green, it looks like you have to, use protection when involved with the Ferris X, or, you could catch rock.
Go,
Godzilla Legends, number 3.
Sorry.
Bum. All right, this is the Titanosaurus issue. Really, really good, beautiful art, really good story. Again, the same problem I had with the previous issue. It's really Titanosaurus is like, he's on like 7 panels. It's really a story about a kid who can sort of talk to Titanosaurus. It's not.
Does this all happen in Japan still?
It happens all over the place.
That's what's up.
This one goes to another planet. They got some cool stuff that feels like it would be. It's like a storyline straight out of aliens want to take over. They find a kid who can mentally talk to the monsters. It's a plot straight out of the old 60s Godzilla, empire here. But again, Titanosaurus, he's not really, he's like legend. He's on the cover.
He's very
and he shows up a couple of times and goes, meh. So good, but needs more actual Titanosaurus.
X Club number 2. I have no idea why we're reviewing this.
Because I like Madison Jeffries from back when, when I was first reading Alpha Flight. When I first got into Alpha Flight, he was already in the box armor because the other box was dead, and I had to go backwards and find all the stuff out that happened. But I like Madison Jeffries. This, like I said, if you're I said this with issue number 1. If you're one of those X book people, or it's got an X in it, I will buy it. The original term for Marvel Zombie, Marvel made it, then you like this. It's fine. It's a solid book. It's okay. I think this issue, the thing I like best is there's some weird mutant starfish hair thing going on the guy. I don't know who anybody else is. Dr. Nemesis gets this thing on his head that just keeps revealing all his subconscious thoughts. And he's like being all insulting and cursing out the whole team, and the thing's just like, comfort me, I crave your friendship. And he keeps getting all mad because these are all his thoughts. And that I really, really like. Kudos to that. Other than it's not a bad book, it's not a great book, it's a book.
Uncanny X-Force 19.1. It should just be titled Age of Apocalypse number 0.
Yeah.
There was no Uncanny X-Force in this book. It takes place where Uncanny X-Force...
It wasn't even all that uncanny.
Yeah, it takes place where Uncanny X-Force, all the stuff that happened with the Dark Angel saga left off on. Remender's writing it, but Lapham's writing the series, which as of right now is an ongoing, but it might. I don't know how sales are going to do on it, obviously, but this was good.
It'll be
I liked it. I don't care enough about the Age of Apocalypse characters to read the book, but for this, just as a one shot, I enjoyed it.
It was okay, actually. You know, I didn't know anything about Age of Apocalypse.
No idea what was going on
into it, and I probably don't know anything about Age of Apocalypse coming out of it. But the story that was there,
it was a good story.
I liked Magneto.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, empathizing with the Magneto.
This next book, what the?
Werewolves of Avatar.
I
liked it.
I liked it. I don't know what's going on, and
werewolves are bad.
If you ever run into a chick who insists that you punch her, just walk away. That's what that teaches you.
Yeah.
Walk away.
I don't know what you do to piss off a werewolf enough to make him do the things he does to the first guy that they find, the body.
Yeah, that's. I can't say what happened.
Yeah, we can't tell you, but suffice it to say, it will horrify you.
Yeah.
But yeah, so pick this up.
Don't punch women. That's really
important.
the moral lesson of the story.
Huntress number 4. I dare not to be a number 5 in the DCU. She's her own woman. So good. So good. Paul Levitt's writing it. I've said this before. Marcus Toe's artwork, gorgeous. And
you said that every issue.
I do, because it is, and I don't understand why he's not on more. But you know what? Based on my feelings towards most of the current DCU continuity, I'm glad he's on a. Heck, for all I know, this is on. There's a moment where she's like talking about, she has secrets she doesn't like to talk about, and she stares down at a cat, and I'm like, wait. Is this the Catwoman daughter one? For all I know, this is Earth 2. I have no idea. Don't care. She doesn't really interact much with the DC universe of any world in this story. It's all just her taking down criminals, mostly in Italy. So, it's multi-banning. Valen The Outcast number 2 from Boom. This is the book they bill as the Undead Conan.
Oh yeah, that's what this is. I
so
totally
good.
Forgot.
So good. Read this. That's all I can say to you.
Was the first issue $1? Was that what it was?
First issue was $1, and the second issue.
Everything kind of blends together after a while.
Oh yeah, the second issue is not $1, but it's worth every penny that it is.
It's worth the $2.99, $3.99.
The artist, Matteo Scalera, great job, and Michael Allen Nelson. Everything he's written for Boom has been solid. He's written almost everything for Boom. I think his middle name is actually Boom. He just calls himself Alan to throw people off. Because Boom's be a weird middle name, and he's probably sensitive about it. But it's so good, and you should be reading this. So go read this.
I want you to do yours first. We haven't even talked about this.
We have not. I like this. I didn't know if I was going to. Shaun kind of strong-armed me into, read this for the review, read it, you gotta read it. I was like, okay, I'll read it. I haven't read any of their other stuff. In the back, he writes his little thing. He says, hey, this is the first time you're reading any of our stuff. Welcome. So, thank you for welcoming me. It very crime noir, jumps around a bit. I'm not 100% certain who everybody is or how they interconnect yet, but I don't think I'm supposed to be. So that's by design, so that's working. Artwork, very nice. Story, very good.
I love this book. Granted, it's the first week of the year. This is my book of the year so far, obviously. I loved everything about it. It's Brubaker and Sean Phillips, and they've done Criminal and Incognito and Sleeper and all that together. But like Sebastian said, if you've never read any of that stuff before, you can jump into this without a problem. It takes place in 2 different time periods, and it's one over-connecting storyline, and it has that mystery suspense with like magic and weird, crazy stuff happening, and it's awesome. I enjoyed this book. This is my favorite book so far.
It's like they're trying to build a sentence. Criminal, Incognito, Fatale,
Sleeper.
Sleeper. It's we're piecing it together.
I'm afraid what the overall sentence is.
Yeah, just.
I don't know anything about this besides hearing all week that, hey, this book finally came out. Hasn't been that long since the first part.
Yeah, apparently. I didn't read the other parts. I read that. And you didn't have to. You didn't have to because, as it turns out, like so much that Bendis does, everything is built up and then there's just one issue where stuff happens. This was the one where stuff happened. I didn't really need to read anything else. This is the one where it explains it all.
This is part 5 of the 5-part.
Apparently, the big fight happened previously where Simon Williams, Wonder Man, and his team of Avengers showed up and beat the crap out of a bunch of Avengers and punched Luke Cage to Wisconsin, I think is where he says. Either way, he punched him someplace far. He comes running back all pissed off, looking for his kid.
Why did their kid always goes missing?
No,
that is
the kid wasn't missing. The babysitter actually, Squirrel Girl just said, "Shit, I ain't up to this," and went and hid behind a tree.
That's fine.
But yeah,
almost every Avenger story.
It wasn't Wisconsin. He only threw him to the son of a bitch. Threw me into the Bronx.
I like Wisconsin better.
From Manhattan to the Bronx. Wisconsin would have been cooler. He could have had a beer and then come back. I'm the best there is at what I review.
I have a hat.
Batwing, number 5, is so good. And we got Ben Oliver back on artwork this week. It's gorgeous. The story is really good. I'm liking everything about this. It's one of my favorite books at the moment. Who knew?
Detective number 5. Okay.
Is it good?
No, I totally forgot what just happened in this book. I know there's 2 stories. Oh yeah, he winds up.
Kind of took a sidestep from the main story.
Yeah, there's a giant mob of Jokers now, and he's Batman's pissed.
I don't understand why, based on everything the Joker's done, I don't think even a city like Gotham would have such a huge pro-Joker.
Yeah.
People doing a rally because they think Batman cut Joker's face off, so they think Batman killed the Joker. So there's people out in clown masks protesting that they should take down the Bat because killing the Joker wasn't right. But really, I think if you lived in Gotham, you're just terrified all the goddamn time, and if one psychopath is dead, you should just be happy about it.
And then there was a backup story, which I don't know if it's a backup story or just the second half. We were talking about it earlier, but I guess it's just the second half. So
yeah,
it was okay.
Just not. Speaking of psychopaths, Grant Morrison brings us Action Comics number 5. As we continue to get further and further from...
I don't know why you're still reading this.
Because
I really don't know.
I will say this. It explained that thing that everybody said, that Jared thought was supposed to be Crypto, that multi-legged dead goat-looking thing. It explains that. Apparently, Jonathan Kent in this continuity had a sick sense of humor. So there was that. Also, as much as I don't like the saber-toothed dog tiger version of Crypto, he goes to play a little game with the Phantom Zone, so we've got that potential, just like in the other continuity. Superman got Crypto back because he found him when he went messing with the Phantom Zone. Now they'll
find him again.
Yeah, they
There's too many
find
Crypto fans for him to stay away.
But it's hopefully in the Phantom Zone someone does weird testing and turns him into a dog. We also get a backup story of the adventures of newlywed Johnny Kent, as Martha calls him. Johnny Kent. I don't think Jonathan Kent ever went by Johnny. I think he was always Jonathan. I think that was just what his friends called him. I think he was.
She calls him Johnny when she really wants him.
Yeah, she does. We also get an appearance by a team that exists in the DCU but doesn't look anything like they do in here. I got nothing.
I don't know why you keep reading this book. I really don't get this.
I didn't mind this. It's if you watched Smallville and you liked the version of Green Arrow on there.
No one did.
There were people who did.
All 4 of them.
5. I watched Smallville. 6. There's 6 of us now. All right. No, Smallville was really good, and that Green Arrow was. I don't think that Green Arrow belongs in the DCU. I think we should have our little mustache, goatee, Errol Flynn looking
crazy guy.
Kind of crazy left-wing nut kind of Green Arrow as opposed to this guy. But what are you going to do? This is the guy we got. This story wasn't, I'm waiting for Ann Nocenti to take up. Right now it's Giffen and Jurgens, and it's okay. I don't mind.
Terry Morris, Rachel Rising, number 4. I don't know what's going on, but I know people are freaking crazy.
So good.
Really crazy.
So good.
I like what was
Girls are scary, Aunt Johnny.
Aunt Johnny is the best thing.
I'm not good at talking on a living. You know?
It's just awesome. But it's so
Everybody
messed up
needs an
and
Aunt
so
Johnny.
twisted and so good. It's just the only thing is I know Terry Moore does like the 6-week thing, and that's a little later than normal comics. It's on the 4-week thing. So I sort of forgot what happened at the end of 3. I had to go back and backtrack, but still great.
Little kid's still creepy. Betrayal of the Planet of the Apes. How many times do I have to say so good? I may as well just get a little sign. So good, so good, so good. Like the Budweiser frog.
An all mute episode.
So good,
just told him so good, so bad.
so good. Yeah, it could work. You know, it's so good. This is again, as opposed to the regular Planet of the Apes. This looks more classic movie Planet of the Apes. Dr. Zaius is in it. It looks just like he just stepped off the screen and into a comic. But the story is really, really good. You've got very human issues for very non-human characters. Good stuff. Star Trek Legion of Superheroes. No matter, lad. I should be in there. Nom, nom, nom. But he's not. But I've got a little matter, lad. Look, and this is what Superman's supposed to look like, in case anybody's wondering. See the lack of collar, the real S, and the shorts? Note that. That's Superman. Star Trek Legion of Superheroes #4 from IDW, the IDW DC crossover, is really, this issue especially, I've liked this book so far. It's been fine, but this issue was just really, really worked for me. They did a lot of I was never the hugest Star Trek fan in the world. I leave that to my wife, but it never even occurred to me how many parallels there were that it just blends so nicely. Good stuff.
Wolverine X-Men Omega Alpha stuff.
A lot of word title.
Kid Omega is in it, and he pretty much follows up where Wolverine X-Men #3 left off. It's just him messing with Wolverine. And who was he training with? I totally forgot who he's training with.
The chick is she called Armor, maybe?
Whatever. But it's good. It's just like Wolverine and the X-Men. It's written by Brian Wood. Brian Wood's an excellent writer. I like most of the stuff he does.
Wolverine and the X-Men got wood.
I'd go there.
Did.
Okay. Did you like it?
Yeah.
All right. So if you like Wolverine and the X-Men, check out Wolverine X-Men Alpha Omega.com.
Defenders #2 by Man Fraction, and you got Dodson, and Dodson is really, really good. I like this book. Sue me, I do. It's fun. It's whatever. The only thing, I don't know, they did on the bottom of the pages, all that old Marvels, that like old comics used to have those, like little ad teasers along the bottom, and continued on next page and whatever. This, they did that, and so it had that part nostalgia feel. It also had that part cutesy feel because they were trying to be funny with some of it, and it had a big part of annoying feel partway through because there were just so damn many of them. But if you can get past that, the story itself is I'm liking the story, liking the way they're handling these characters. I want to know what the hell Doctor Strange says to Betty Red Hulk Banner, but
She's
that's good.
You don't know.
I know that's not it. All right. Lone Ranger #1. While I miss Sergio Cariello, this was really good. Really, really good stuff. Great, done in one story. If you've never read a Lone Ranger, if you've never heard of Lone Ranger,
Wait, is that issue 1?
This is issue 1.
So they're all going to be one-shots?
No, they just picked up. The other series ended, and then they took some time off, and then they got a new.
Okay, I got you.
New run. Of
I get
Lone
what
Ranger.
you mean now.
All right, this is Lone Ranger Volume 2, issue #1. Dun dun dun, and it was so good.
All I've heard is people say negative things about this. I don't read Justice League International, so I couldn't tell you. I just heard people say, as soon as this arc's done, I'm done with this book. Judging by him and the lack of words, same thing.
I love my jail. No, I'm hoping that it gets that this was like a very ham-fisted, awkward way of meet the lineup. But I'm hoping that from here, there's a new story arc, and I'm hoping from here it starts. There's a lot of characters in here that should already have a cohesion, and they took all that cohesion away to try and make them into this new DC universe, blah, blah, blah. And it's not working. And for some reason, Batman and Guy Gardner were the most awkward fits in here of all, because Batman in every other book in the DCU you know, walks into a room and just takes charge and knows everything how to do. Here,
Because he's Batman.
yeah, here he, you know, well, now we'll just have to see if Booster can get us out of this. You know, really, Batman would tell Booster, this is how you get us out of this. And Guy was very, you know, underused, and I just, as much as I hate the fact that they had killed Ted Kord, now they erased him, but they had killed Ted Kord, in that post-death of Ted Kord thing, you know, there was a kind of Guy, Booster, you know, that JLI kind of bonded and came together in a way they hadn't before, and that's gone now. This issue, all of that said, issue number 5 was probably one of the better issues of the 5 of this JLI, so I'm hoping that it goes, you know, this is all I get of Booster, so I'm going to read this no matter what. But, you know, we'll take it from there and see how it goes.
We're back!
The hell? I don't know. All right.
We might get this done finally.
Irredeemable number 33. Continuing the crossover between Plutonian and Max Damage from Incorruptible. Good stuff. We get more of the origin, and you get the nicer Plutonian acts, the more of a bastard you realize he truly is, and he's good at it. He's good at being a bastard. And you also realize that his whole animosity with Max Damage is mostly in Plutonian's head. That's kind of interesting. Good stuff. Mudman number 2. Lots of fun. Great book. I think this is one of my new faves. I'm actually going to have to... This is breaking me down. I'm going to have to finally go back and read all of the Jack Staff stuff that this guy... I know. That's why I was like, yeah, I'll jump on Mudman number 1. But... yeah, it looks like I'm going to become a big Paul Grist fan and go back and get all of that. Zorro Rides Again, number 7 from Boom.
He's still riding, huh?
Yeah, he's still riding again and again and again, and it's
When's
good.
He get off that horse?
No, he doesn't. It's Trippy Zorro rides still. But this issue, really, really good. All the issues are good, but this issue I actually particularly enjoyed. The
mood lighting and us sitting so close is kind of scaring me.
Especially with this particular cover.
Yeah.
You know what? Throw the lights on for a minute so they have a better shot at seeing the covers. Creepiest cover ever for The Boys number... what number are we up to? 62!
The only way this was better
is 69. But Boys number 62. And the whole reason for this cover is just an inside reference of the boys making fun of Wee Huey and why they think he was looking in Queen Maeve's file. And... it's really starting to build to that head that they've been working on for years of, you know, building everything to the final throwdown. This book is so good, and I am in deep anticipation as well as horror for the end of this series. Wow, is there anything left that you're going to say anything about? Because I'm hyperventilating. All right. Mark Guggenheim's Nowhere Man from Dynamite, number 1. This book was so good. Even a little throwaway billboard reference in the background to Halcyon, the series that he did over for Image. This one he's doing with Dynamite. Basic concept is it's about a man living off the grid, literally, because in this future everybody has a technovirus that they implant that everybody's born with, so they can read your mind. Big Brother isn't just watching; it knows what you're thinking. You're going to think about committing a crime, police come and get you. There hasn't been a crime in a long time. So it's Minority Report. It's Minority Report, only this kid is born on an island, and he's raised in a way they did a whole bunch of experiments to get him to not have it. So he's the only person that the system can't read. And it's really, really, really good stuff. Warlord of Mars, Dejah Thoris, number 9 from Dynamite. One of the best Warlord of Mars books. Mostly, I'll say, Arvid Nelson writes a good story, but Carlos Raphael is just an incredible artist. Read this. No reason not to. Flash Gordon's Zeitgeist, number 2. Alright, number 1. Was number 1 $1 on that? Was this one of those? Number 1 was $1, and number 1 was pretty good. Number 2 is not $1, and number 2 is awesome. So
You pay more, the more
it's
better.
apparently you get what you pay for. Because number one was good. I was like, all right, the dollar comic, this is pretty good. Back up to $3.99, and this book was just really super good. Loving it. Hey, the number one best book in the Marvel Universe. Number one, Avengers Academy, the AA. Wait a minute, it's a kids AA. What were you thinking, Marvel? But no, this issue makes me happy because while we talked about over at DC, the Titans are not anything I recognize. One of my favorite Titan artists, Tom Grummett. He's done Superboy, he's done Robin, he's done Titans. Yeah, he's on Avengers Academy, and if there's anybody who draws teenage superheroes, it's Tom Grummett. So good. Really going a lot faster with this storyline than I'm used to Bendis Avengers. So I thought the storyline was going to drag out a bit longer, but this, so good.
Avengers X-Sanction number 2. I came to a conclusion. It's Jeff Loeb. Jeff Loeb wrote Red Hulk. The first arc of Red Hulk was Red Hulk beating everyone up. It's Cable doing the exact same thing. Good job, Jeff Loeb.
But next issue is Cable versus Red Hulk. Who will win?
Jeff Loeb just creamed his pants.
It's just, there's not a word in issue 3. It's just boom, 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 boom. Last hero standing. Warlord of Mars number 14 is good stuff. The art is better than. All right, we got.
I thought it was a Ninja Turtle. Let's say, all right.
Edgar Salazar again. Art Nelson writing it, so it's Art Nelson's writing it, so it's good, just like the Thoris. But the art in this one, Edgar Salazar, it's better than the art in the past couple issues. I wasn't as thrilled, but right now it's looking good. It's worth checking out.
Criminal Last of the Innocent. It's like volume 6. I don't care. This is written by Ed Brubaker, drawn by Sean Phillips. We just had a little thing, right? Yeah, introduction by Pat Oswalt. We just had a little thing about Fatale, a location ago and a different outfit ago. So this is what if Archie and Jughead and Betty and Veronica, what happens when they grow up? What happens when they experiment with drugs? What happens when Archie joins the gangsters and the mobs and everything? This is phenomenal. This is, you don't have to read any other criminal.
I'm hooked already.
It's pretty funny watching Archie smoke pot. So there you go.
And yet, it makes a lot of sense. All right, and for the world of books with no pictures, all right, I reviewed a while ago, I reviewed White Tiger. This is Red Phoenix, the second in the Dark Heaven series from Kylie Chan. This is really, really good. It's got touches, yeah, I'll give you that, that our main character is a bit of a Mary Sue. But when is a Mary Sue not a Mary Sue? And that's when the writer makes all of that work really well within the story. And Kylie Chan does a really great job with Emma Donohoe, and you've got Chinese gods, Chinese mysticism, you've got demons, you've got talking rocks, people that are actually dragons. It's just so good, and I'm hooked. I'm already partway through Blue Dragon, which is the third one. And there's a whole nother series after this that I hope makes it to America. These are big in Australia and Europe. Get these. Read these. Es très bien.
Alright, we're going to go. This happy belated New Year?
Yeah.
I want to go home and play Uncharted. Bye.
Woohoo.
It's dark mood lighting.